thought it might be a good idea to just let you physically see me, that I'm alive and relatively okay. I'm sure thankful for hearing from so many people, and I appreciate all the help that has been offered, as much as you can give help from where you are, and just all the different things being said. But I just thought it might be good for people to see that I'm here, I'm okay. And maybe just to give a quick rundown of what actually has been going on. Got a fever on Monday, normal fever stuff Monday, Tuesday. It was getting a bit high on Tuesday, but by Wednesday, you know your body, and you know sickness. And this was just feeling definitely like more than anything I'd had before. The fever would go up high and come down, and it would, when it would go up high, every time it would just get worse. My muscles, it wasn't just an achiness, it was muscle pain. Felt like somebody was wringing out a towel. Headache, bad headache. And the sweats were just really, really intense. Soaking wet every time the fever starts to come down. And so I just assumed on Wednesday that must be malaria. That's what people get here. Let me at least take some medication and just test it out. We'll see if that's what's going on. And so somebody went and got me some medication on Wednesday, and I started taking it. Well, by Thursday, I wasn't feeling any better. Usually when people start taking their malaria pills, they feel better, at least a little bit. Well, for me, on Thursday, I was feeling even worse, and one of the hotel staff came by, the house cleaning lady, and she found me just, shivering under the covers kind of thing, was worried. So she brought the manager, and they insisted I go to the hospital, which I actually wanted to do. Everybody has been giving me a bit of a hard time about the hospital. I wanted to. Up until then, I was not physically able to get to my car and go. Okay, I wasn't physically able to walk out to do that. And I just, you're not thinking straight when you're that sick. Now I would have some relief when the fever would go down, just like anybody would. You feel a little bit more revived, but overall it was just really bad. And I didn't have any other symptoms. No sinus, stomach, cough, anything like that. Just severe fever with all the normal fever symptoms, no appetite, and a bit of a racing pulse at times. So they took me to the hospital. I was there in a hospital bed for a while, waited, took blood, this and that, and it didn't show up with any malaria, but that can happen. Malaria is hard to detect. Sometimes it takes some time for it to show up. And there's different medications to treat different parasites that could potentially be there for the malaria. So what I was taking might not have been the right one. So anyway, they just kind of sent me away with nothing, and I was frustrated. I was frustrated because I wanted them to at least try to think of something else that it could have been, just to give some indication. I felt like I'm over here kind of self-medicating, self-treating, and I am not the medical person in my family, that's for sure. Anyway, so I came back, and by Thursday afternoon it was really bad. It was the worst it had been. It had been going up to 104 something the previous days, but it just, I think every time it went up, my body was having a harder time fighting it, surviving it, Everybody feels chills and ache, like I said, but this was severe pain and convulsions. Just really out of it. And then I was getting, by that point I was really getting emotional too. The fever, the unknown, the doctor's not helping, the pain, and I couldn't even reach my ibuprofen. I just couldn't get up to do that. Couldn't move to do that. And so I apologize if I when I called Heidi that day, if I ended up scaring people a lot. I just did. And I called the manager to come get my pills for me because I couldn't reach them, and then the staff ended up being, really kind of helpful, trying to take care of me. And so it was really like I was in the hospital here in my room, because I had nursing staff and whatever, and they monitored me the rest of the day and even through the night. The next morning, people were here checking on me, people were sitting with me, just because it had gone so severe at that point, trying to get fluids in me, all that kind of thing. And it would, like I said, the fever would spike and go down, and I'd feel better. Not better, but a little bit. So Friday, yes, the fever was back, but not so high and not to such an extreme level. And then yesterday, it only went up to 100 yesterday, and I didn't feel much pain, just really tired. I've just been exhausted, weak, and sweaty. I'm sweaty right now, and I have not had a fever today that I know of, unless I'm getting one right now. So yeah, that's just the status. Definitely sick and definitely scary. It's definitely hard to be here and to go for treatment and feel like you know more than the person who's treating you, which is saying something for me. Julie is a small town, the size of Middleburg, the size of Window Rock, so you're not going to find a lot of options. But anyway, I just wanted people to know that yes, I have been trying to be treated, but yes, I also think I am for sure getting better. I don't know what it was, but I'll tell you what, I don't ever want to have it again, that's for darn sure. I was reading Psalm 46 this morning, and it says, be still and know that I am God. God is my refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. And then it says, be still and know that I am God, and that's just a life thing for me, and especially now. There's just been a lot. We are ready to do construction on 2 groups right now. We're ready. We've been ready. The dry season is here, as of the past couple of weeks. We could start making bricks. We could start doing the things that need to be done. We were supposed to do baptisms this week. Actually, 2 weeks ago, we had to postpone it. Again, but we couldn't do it this week because I was sick. And then, of course, the thing with Keisha dying. That's so hard. It's just, there's been all these things, though. All these good things are right on the verge of happening, yet here I am with severe sickness, with Keisha's death, there's a bunch of negative crap flying around and some things a couple weeks ago caused me to have to do all this stuff with local leaders and spend a bunch of time on things that I wouldn't have needed to otherwise. There's just a lot of things that seem to be delayed. So I don't know. I don't want to over spiritualize anything. I got sick. People get sick. It happens. But you can maybe just praying too, that God's purposes will keep happening, and that I will be still. Know that He is God, and that He is here, and that things are okay, and I'm okay. I'm sick, but I'm okay. A lot of people are sick. Some of you, I think, have swine flu. Different things are going around. A lot of issues. Anyway, I just wanted to say, I love you all. Thank you so much for being in touch, and please, anytime, it really helps to hear from people all the time, but especially it's been good the past few days. Just makes a difference. Community, gives a sense of community. So I love you all, and I love you.